Hello my dear friends, if you have recently discovered who Pavel Durov is, today I'll tell you about his early life and what he was doing in Russia before creating Telegram. In 2012, he threw ruble bills each equivalent to $160 into the crowd. And in 2014, he refused to cooperate with the security services and left Russia. Let's talk about this controversial figure. Let's start from his childhood. Pavel was born in Saint Petersburg in 1984. Pavel's father is a doctor of philology and his mother is a professor at Saint Petersburg State University, one of the most prestigious universities in Saint Petersburg. Attention, and his older brother, Nikolai, is a world champion in programming and a mathematical genius. Pavel graduated with honors, but he was not particularly interested in academics. At his graduation ceremony, he declared that in 10 years he would become an internet totem. And he managed to achieve that goal much sooner. Pavel started developing websites in 2005, following in the footsteps of his brother Nikolai. They first launched portal with a modest call Durov.com, which provided answers to exams for the philology department at Saint Petersburg State University, and then created a forum spbgu.ru. Finally, they made the first draft of the Russian equivalent of Facebook, studenty.ru, a portal where students could meet and communicate. The ideas of Mark Zuckerberg were introduced to Pavel and Nikolai by their acquaintance Vyacheslav Mirilashvili, who returned from the United States in 2006. So, Facebook was already gaining popularity, so Vyacheslav and Lev Levy became the first investors in the Russian social network VKontakte. The new social network, modeled after Facebook, was launched on Pavel Durov's birthday, October 10, 2006. Within a year, the number of users was in the millions, and in 3 years it became the most popular social network not only in Russia, but in all CIS countries. Of course, the security services became interested in the social network. It was used by opposition members protesting against Putin's regime and corruption, and according to Durov, when the opposition began using VKontakte to organize their activities, the security services persistently demand that the network block such groups and pages. By the end of 2013, law enforcement agencies were already interested in the personal data of protest participants from Ukraine. On April 16, 2014, Pavel made a statement attaching the Prosecutor General's office request to block Alexei Navalny's channel. Here is what he wrote. I have been under pressure from various sides. I managed to buy some time using various methods, but now it's time to say, neither I nor my team are going to implement political censorship. We will not delete the anti-corruption community of Navalny, nor the hundreds of other communities they are asking us to block. Freedom of information, dissemination is an inalienable right of post-industrial society. This is a right without which the existence of VKontakte makes no sense. As a result, Pavel had to sell his stake in VKontakte and leave the company. The social network came under the control of Mail Group, which is closely tied to the government and with it, the Russian security services, who can now access to any account and any correspondence. So, and why is Pavel a controversial figure? And what has the creation of Telegram led to, not only in Russia, but around the world? We will discuss this in the next episode. Thank you for your likes, subscriptions and shares. Hope to see you soon. Bye.